goals, and in 2017 one of my goals will be to film a quick SEO tip video every week. Last year, and well, in general, I have been sharing a lot about SEO, my experiences, knowledge, interactions, etc. What I have found to be useful with posts. Even I wrote a book, speaking at conferences. The book is in Spanish, by the way, so if you speak Spanish, you may want to buy it. But anyway, this year for me will be the video tip year. I started doing it with a few tips, a few videos a couple of years ago that wasn't consistent. This is going to change this time, I promise to myself. And the first one this year is about using URL parameters for international web structures. Why I dislike them, what is not really the ideal configuration for your international web organization. Well, let's think about it. If you're targeting countries and if you're using UTLDs, you can geolocate your different versions using the Google Search Console geolocation feature, but you are able to do that if you're using subdirectories or subdomains. If you're using parameters, there's no way to do that. There's no way to geolocate different country targeting versions by using the Google Search Console functionality in case you're using a GTLD. If you're using a CCTLD, you are by default already geolocating towards that specific country, of course. But in the case that you are not, well, it can be very tricky with URL parameters. And let's think on the other hand, if you are language targeting, not country targeting, language targeting, then if you are showing content in different languages, but keeping the same URL in the default language the whole time, just by changing the parameter of the language, then that is, on one hand, you're not maximizing the relevance of that page to Google by having and including the specific keywords and the relevant language each time. And on the other hand, let's think about the user. When you send something to a user, the user will have the URL in the default language, usually English, and not in the relevant language. So they might not understand what the page is about, right? So as you can see, it's not necessarily the best experience, and this doesn't make the most out of the possibility. That doesn't mean that you need to go right away and change your URL structure, because that's something that is trivial to do. You need to rewrite, redirect to migrate your old structure to the new one. But if you're starting from scratch right now, it's something that you may definitely want to think about and organize it well from the start. So it's about pros and cons. It's about assessing the change versus the profitability that you will get from the change. So it's about analyzing your own situation. But as you can see, using URL parameters is not necessarily the best option out there. I hope it is useful, and if you have any other question about this topic, just let me know. Thanks.